It was the first standard-issue semi-automatic rifle in the world, a weapon that gave the American GI an unprecedented advantage in firepower. Praised by one of America's most famous generals as the greatest battle implement ever devised, it became a symbol of American industrial might and the primary tool of victory in the Second World War. The M1 Garand is not just a rifle. It is a historical landmark, a piece of mechanical genius that armed a generation and became a legend forged in the crucible of global conflict. But how did the rifle designed by a civilian inventor in a government arsenal revolutionize infantry combat and become an enduring icon of the American soldier? The development of the M1 Garand represents a pivotal moment in infantry doctrine, born from the brutal lessons of World War I. The static trench warfare of the Great War had demonstrated the shocking inadequacy of the bolt-action rifle. Soldiers pinned down in the mud of Europe found their rate of fire limited to around 15 rounds per minute, a pace dictated entirely by how fast they could manually cycle their weapons. The US Army knew the future of warfare demanded a semi-automatic rifle for the common infantryman, a weapon that could deliver rapid, aimed fire. This monumental task fell to John C. Garand, a Canadian-born inventor working as a civilian engineer for the Springfield Armory. Garand was not a battlefield strategist. He was a methodical, brilliant machinist. His motivation was to solve the complex engineering puzzle of creating a self-loading rifle that was not just fast but rugged and reliable enough for mass issue. His vision was a gas-operated rifle firing the powerful .30-06 cartridge, but his design faced years of bureaucratic resistance from a conservative Ordnance Corps, who nearly forced the adoption of a smaller 276 Pedersen round, believing its lighter recoil would be more controllable. It took the direct intervention of Army of Chief Staff Douglas MacArthur, who insisted on retaining the logistical simplicity and proven power of the existing .30-06 supply to ensure the rifle was chambered for the full power cartridge. After more than a decade of relentless refinement, John Garand's masterpiece was officially adopted in 1936. It was a revolutionary design that represented a major leap forward in military small arms technology. John Garand's engineering philosophy can be summarized in two words: rugged reliability. The rifle is built around a single piece of forged steel, the receiver, and a stock of dense American walnut. This heavy construction, weighing over 9.5 pounds, was a deliberate choice, designed to withstand the brutal conditions of battlefield use, from parachute drops to bayonet charges. Its mechanical heart is a long-stroke gas piston system. When a round is fired, a small amount of hot gas is bled from a port near the muzzle into a gas cylinder. This pressure violently drives a long piston rearward. This piston is an integral part of the operating rod. The op-rod's cam track engages a log on a rotating bolt, smoothly unlocking it from the receiver. The system, with its large, heavy components, was designed to be brutally reliable, capable of functioning through mud, snow, and battlefield debris. The Garand is chambered for the .30-06 Springfield cartridge. The standard M2 ball ammunition fired a 150 grain 30 caliber bullet at over 2,800 feet per second. This was a full power rifle round, designed for a doctrine that still valued long-range engagement, giving it devastating power and an effective range of over 500 yards. This was combined with a set of superb sights, a rear peep aperture sight, and a front blade protected by wings. This system was far more precise than the crude open sights on most enemy rifles, as the human eye naturally centers the front post within the rear circle. Its most defining feature, however, was its unique feeding system, an 8-round internal magazine loaded via a steel en-bloc clip. When the last round was fired, the clip's follower arm tripped a catch, and the empty clip was automatically ejected with the now iconic metallic ping. While having a limited capacity, this design allowed the soldier to reload all 8 rounds in a matter of seconds. This approach represented a fundamental leap ahead of the bolt-action rifles that equipped every other army in the world.
The U.S. rifle caliber 30 M1, commonly known as the Garand, is not only a dependable weapon, it also has a terrific wallop, better known as firepower.
For years after its adoption, the M1 Garand was produced in limited numbers. The catalyst for its mass production was America's entry into World War II. The demand for the rifle became an absolute priority. Production at the Springfield Armory went into overdrive, and a second contract was awarded to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Together, they would produce over 4 million rifles by the war's end. The United States became the first and only nation in World War II to equip its standard infantryman with a semi-automatic rifle. Its impact on the battlefield was immediate and profound. An American soldier could deliver 40 to 50 aimed shots per minute, a rate of fire that was 3 times that of his bolt-action equipped opponents, who were limited to 10 to 15 shots. This advantage, known as fire superiority, allowed GIs to pin down and outmaneuver enemy forces. The rifle did have its quirks, the dreaded Garand thumb, caused by a thumb getting caught by the bolt when improperly loading a clip. It became a painful rite of passage for new recruits. From the beaches of Normandy to the volcanic islands of the Pacific, the M1 Garand became the ever-present tool and symbol of the American GI. On the battlefields of the Second World War, the M1 Garand was a weapon without an equal. Its rivals were the established military technologies of the world, the bolt-action rifle. The primary German rifle, the Karabiner 98K, was a masterpiece of bolt-action design, accurate and proven, but fed by 5-round stripper clips. The primary Japanese rifle, the Arisaka Type 99, was rugged and dependable, but also a manually operated bolt action. This created a stark tactical imbalance. An American infantry squad armed with Garands could produce a continuous volume of suppressive fire that an equivalent German or Japanese squad simply could not match. The story of the M1 Garand is one of unanimous acclaim. It became a symbol of American victory in what is often called the Good War. In Hollywood, it is the signature weapon of the World War II epic, from classic films to modern productions like Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers. Its distinctive silhouette and the sharp ping of its empty clip are instantly recognizable. For the soldiers who carried it, it was a trusted tool that saved their lives. For the nation, it was a symbol of its industrial resolve. Its myth is best summarized by the words of its most famous admirer, General George S. Patton, who called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. The rifle itself is a neutral object, but its meaning is inextricably linked to the triumph of a generation. The Garand's only real controversy was a matter of doctrine, how its success shaped the US military's thinking for the next 2 decades. By the time of the Korean War, the rifle was beginning to show its age. The 8-round en-bloc clip, once a marvel, was now a liability against the 30-round detachable magazines of new weapons like the AK-47. The rifle was heavy. Its overall length of 43.5 inches made it unwieldy in close quarters, and it was incapable of fully automatic fire. Instead of adopting a more modern intermediate cartridge design, the US military, deeply invested in the Garand's powerful full-size platform, chose to evolve it. This led to the development of the M14 rifle in 1959. chambered for the new 7.62 by 51mm NATO cartridge. It was essentially an M1 Garand modified to accept a 20-round detachable magazine and feature a select fire capability. This decision to cling to the old platform with its powerful but difficult to control cartridge would have major consequences in the jungles of Vietnam. The M1 Garand became a weapon caught between two eras, a perfect solution for the war it was designed for, but a heavy, undercapacity rifle for the conflicts to come. The M1 Garand's ultimate legacy is a turning point in military history. It proved that a semi-automatic rifle could be rugged, reliable, and mass-produced on a scale necessary to equip an entire army. Every standard-issue military rifle that followed, from the M14 to the M16, owes its existence to the precedent set by the Garand. After World War II and Korea, hundreds of thousands of M1 Garands were given to allied nations as military aid, arming the forces of countries from South Korea to Greece. When the US military finally phased it out, the rifle found a new life. Through the Civilian Marksmanship Program, or CMP, a federally chartered nonprofit, these surplus military rifles were sold to the American public. They became a beloved and highly sought-after firearm for collectors and for competitive shooters at the national matches at Camp Perry, Ohio, where they are still used in specific service rifle competitions. The M1 Garand is no longer just a service rifle. It is a historical artifact, a tangible link to a pivotal moment in world history. Some weapons divide history. The M1 Garand defined it. A marvel of public engineering, became the standard rifle of a generation at war and the definitive symbol of its victory. For the GI who carried it, it was a trusted instrument of survival, a promise of superior firepower in a world of bolt-action rifles. For the nation that produced it, it was a testament to industrial resolve, a symbol of a unified effort in a necessary conflict. These two perspectives, the personal and the national, are not in conflict. They are the same story. And that is the M1 Garand's unique power, its ability to embody not division but a moment of singular, unified purpose. Its story is not a continuing debate. It is a closed chapter, forged in history and settled by its outcome. The M1 Garand remains what it has become, the undisputed instrument of a generation's triumph.